Like, it wasn't easy for me to tell Sonny that a guy like Johnny's getting one over on you.
Why tell Dad anything at all? You know how he feels about Johnny. I mean, all you did is just take another step in the direction of a mob war.
Michael, if you want peace, you gotta cut all ties with the Zakars.
Okay, so basically do as I'm told and everyone will be happy.
Pretty much. Okay. Johnny's playing you, Michael. I thought you'd be smart enough to see that.
No, here's what I see. Brandon's dead. Me, Abby, and Jason are suspects. I have to do something to prove that we're innocent.
No. That's my job. Let me do that.
Trusted you the night that Brandon almost raped Abby. He could be gone. He could have disappeared. You know that?
Okay, why don't you say what you mean? You mean Brandon could have been dead?
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd have been okay with that. Jason takes him out to the Pine Barrens and puts a bullet in his head.
You swore that he'd be arrested, and he wasn't. I can't take the chance you're gonna be wrong again.
Michael, Abby dropped the charges. That's why Brandon was released.
No, Abby dropped the charges to protect me. She knew that Brandon's lawyer was gonna make it look like I violated my parole.
Right, okay, we're going around in circles with this.
Yeah, we are. Because the system that you swore to uphold, it doesn't work for me. Look, you can trust it all you want. You can trust it all you want. Look, I'm gonna find out who really killed Brandon, and Johnny's gonna help me.
Oh, cut the crap, Michael. If Brandon's body had shown up or not, you'd still find a reason to go to Johnny because he's your way in. And that's what you want right now. You want the chance to have that power, the chance to prove to Sonny that you're as good a criminal as he is. Well, you know what you're gonna get? The chance to throw your life away.
Meant that I'm not the total incompetent that you and Dad seem to think that I am.
Never once have I said or felt or implied that you were incompetent. Obviously you're not. You've lived through things that would have destroyed me.
Do you think you would have fought off Carter?
I don't know, Michael.
Yeah, you do. You think you would have. And you think I'm weak because I didn't.
No, I think you learned the wrong lesson when you were in prison. It's not about being stronger than the guy next to you. It's not about showing that you can function in the mob. It's about getting away from everything that sent you to prison in the first place.
Okay, now how am I supposed to do that? Ignore my father, ignore the life I grew up in, ignore every single thing that I know? Like, you were basically raised to be a cop, Dante, to believe in the system, believe that it worked. To trust what you know, right? Why shouldn't I do the same thing?
Sonny doesn't want you to be like him.
Maybe I do.
Really? You want to deal with thieves and killers? You want to be one day? I mean, how do you think that's going to affect you on the back end? Look at Sonny right now. He's not a happy man. Okay? You and I both know that. I mean, I do. Like Sonny was just telling me today how much you've suffered because of him. And it kills him, Michael, the guilt that he's choking on. But he can't do the one thing that he should do to save you, and that's get out of the business.
Well, why should he?
To set a better example, to point your life in a better direction. But Sonny was beat up when he was a kid. And that day, he convinced himself that one day in the future, he was going to be so strong that no one would be able to hurt him ever again.
Wait, Dad told you this?
He didn't need to. Not any more than you do. Like, I know what Carter did to you is driving you right now, and you've convinced yourself that to be powerful is the only way that no one can hurt you ever again. But really, to be powerful is to take control of your life, and the only way to have a life like that is to get past all of this stuff.
All right, look, I know you're just trying to help. Sorry I went off on you before.
Did anything I say even register? You just gonna end up doing what you're doing?
Look, I don't expect you to cover for me. Whatever happens, I'll deal with it.
Michael. However this works out, I mean, if you become the godfather of the Eastern Seaboard, I'm still your brother. I'm not going to go against you.
Well, maybe it won't come to that.
But you're not willing to promise me anything. Okay, just don't get arrested in the next 20 minutes, okay?
I can at least promise you that.
Twice in one day. What's the occasion?
Well, you left a couple things out last time we talked, Johnny.
Got a pretty good idea where this is headed, so why don't you take the floor from here?
Who's your lawyer?
Angela Dwyer. We've been through this a couple times recently.
Yeah, we have. You forgot to tell me that you paid her to defend Brandon.
No, I didn't.
So it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. So Brandon was broke. Okay, he was broke. He's about to take the plea bargain. Then out of nowhere, Angela Dwyer, your family attorney, steps in to defend him. Okay, then he's out on parole. He beats Abby up. Then he's dead in the parking lot of Bonds. And you had nothing to do with this.
Nothing whatsoever.
Okay. Let me take you back a little further then. You own Bonds. You probably saw me going there to see Abby. You saw there's an opening to work me, right?
So I what? Dragged Brandon Lowell out of whatever gutter he had crawled himself into, pointed him in Abby's direction, told him to almost rape her, but hold back just enough so that you can swoop in and save the day? Michael, if I'm capable of engineering a plot that thick and having it all work out, don't you think I'd go for a bigger payout?
Like destroying my father?
Okay, yeah, your father was here. He thinks I'm trying to burn you. In Sonny's world, nobody does anything that doesn't involve him.
Did you set me up?
Michael, I swear on my sister's grave that I never met Brandon, never even heard of the guy before he got involved with Abby. I did not hire that lawyer to defend him, and I certainly didn't knock him off. I'm not trying to burn you, Michael. Just the opposite. I'm trying to save you if that's possible.
Save me from what?
From yourself.
What is that supposed to mean?
All right, stop me if any of this gets redundant or inaccurate. Okay, you idolize your father. To you, Sonny is the pinnacle of power. When he is wronged by his enemies, he doesn't call the cops and search for that day of justice that's never going to come. No, he takes it upon himself to get justice, right? His enemies vanish, he becomes more rich, more powerful, and maybe you want a taste of that power. Hell, maybe one day you even want to take over for him. But Sonny's not having it. Think of it this way. Sonny raised you in a candy store, and then woke up one day and decided that sugar was bad for you. So he kicked you out, locked the door, threw away the key, and he's still back at the candy store munching on all the candy he wants.
Look, Johnny, if you're trying to get me to turn against my dad, you are wasting your breath.
Your father wants you to have nothing to do with this business.
Why, I'm not good enough?
Sonny loves this business. And what he loves most about it is the power. And he got that power by killing people. He's got blood on his hands. He does not want that blood to brush off onto you. He wants you to stay squeaky clean and perfect. That way, any damage he's inflicted doesn't matter if it doesn't affect you.
So the worst thing that could happen to my father is me joining the mob. Is this where you offer me a job? Give me a job and you make me a criminal, my father will blame himself.
Yeah, would I love that? Yeah. Is it gonna happen? No. Sonny will always find a way to absolve himself.
How can I trust you when you despise my father?
Because I'm honest about it, Michael. And if you didn't hear me the first 152 times, I don't hate you.
You don't hate me for killing your sister. Yes, I know.
Hey, look, my father and I, kind of similar to you and your father, but opposites at the same time. I hated him my whole life. Wanted to get as far away from him as humanly possible. It's like that candy store, again. Right? The further away you get from it, the sweeter it smells, the more you want to go back to it. So I opened my garage. I was fixing cars for a while. I was more bored than a dolphin in a swimming pool. What's worse? I was getting pushed around. I had no power. Anybody, at any time, could come into my shop, push me around, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I came back.
You know, a smart businessman would eliminate his rival. He'd find his weakness and exploit it. Like you exploiting my father's love for me.
Okay, Michael, there's also another thing that you need to understand about this business. Another downside. And I'm sure you've heard it, but I'm going to tell you again just for good measure. The violence takes its toll. Either you break, or you end up so hardened inside that you don't feel a damn thing. You lose people that you love, and no matter how good you think you are, 9 times out of 10 you go into prison or you end up dead. My advice to you, ride this thing out with Abby. Hopefully Dante will find some way to exonerate her. You can take the win, move on with your life. Go to college, become a doctor, lawyer, whatever you want to do.
What is this, reverse psychology? You tell me things I should do knowing I'm going to do the opposite?
Michael, I've given you the facts. You know where I stand. The rest is up to you.
You know that's exactly what I want to hear.
You came to my house, yet I'm the one being interrogated.
All right, look, I'm sorry if I overstepped, okay? Look, I really appreciate everything you've done for me and Abby.
Okay, just know one thing, okay? I'm never going to offer you a job. But if you come back here looking for one, I'm not going to turn you away. Hey, thanks for coming over.
You talked to Dad, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Look, Jason, you shouldn't even be thinking about this. You have enough to worry about, okay? But if it makes you feel any better, no, Johnny is not trying to frame me for murder.
Man, why are you so sure about that?
I just talked to him.
And you trust what he had to say?
About this? Yeah, I do.
Okay, you know how your dad feels about Johnny. They hate each other.
I don't feel the same way about Johnny as Dad does. We actually have a lot in common. We both grew up in the business. He understands what it's like, and he's helped me and Abby out a lot in the past few days.
What does that mean?
I wanted to question his employees at Vons, see if they knew anything about Brandon's murder.
Michael,
Don't worry. Johnny talked me out of it, so I didn't go.
Okay, I hope that you can see through this guy. Because right now, Johnny's recruiting you to work for the Zakaras. You gonna let that happen?
It's for you.
Okay, good. Then stay away from Johnny Zakara.
I can't promise you I'll do that.
Has he asked you to work for him?
No, not yet.
He will. You need to turn him down.
No, Jason, I would much rather work for you and Dad. And I have done everything I can to prove myself.
I told you, it's not about proving yourself.
Look, all I'm asking for is a chance, and Johnny seems willing to give me
Johnny
one.
is using you.
Okay, the Court of Men said the same thing about you, and you went to go work for
but
Dad.
I made the only choice that I could see at the time. Your situation is completely different.
No, not really, not at all. Look. Right after Jake's memorial, I was seriously considering going to college like everybody wanted me to. All right, I was. And then I saw Abby beaten up, and it proved to me once again that the system, it doesn't work. I can't trust it.
You do not want to learn this business.
You know, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. You're still grieving over Jake.
Yeah, I gave Jake up to keep him safe. That's what I thought. I didn't want to make the same mistakes I made with you. I didn't want him to go through the same pain that you've been through. So I stayed away from my son. Until the night the phone rang. And I had to watch him die. He never knew me, Michael. That's what this business cost me. So whatever you think this life's gonna be, it's not worth it. Nothing is.